Arya, while pretending to be a girl named Lana, is once again pushing her cart through the canals of Braavos, selling different kinds of shellfish. She passes by the Thin Man, a man who sells insurance to sailors. The Faceless Men have given her a task: to kill this man using poisoned oysters. But just as she reaches him, she suddenly stops and stares without moving at a boat tied to the dock, because that boat has completely captured her attention. Stepping out of that boat is Mace Tyrell, the Master of Coin, and leading the guards for Mace Tyrell is none other than Meryn Trant of the Kingsguard. Meryn Trant is one of the names on Arya's kill list, the names she recites every day like a prayer. Meryn helped betray her father, and also killed her water-dancing teacher, Syrio Forel. Cersei Lannister sent Mace to negotiate with the Iron Bank of Braavos, which had started demanding repayment of the crown's huge debts. Mace was at least supposed to try to buy a little more time to handle the problem with the bankers. At the dock, the bank's representative, Tycho Nestoris, welcomed Mace. Mace spoke to Tycho in a polite and friendly manner, even though he did not realize that his own jokes were not actually funny. All this time, Arya stood completely still, staring at Meryn, and she ignored the Thin Man's requests for some of her oysters. Arya gives up her plan to kill the Thin Man, and instead chooses to follow Meryn as he goes along with Mace. After they visit the building of the Iron Bank, Meryn and a few other guards working for the Lannisters leave Mace at night and go to a local brothel. Arya quietly makes her way inside the brothel by pretending to simply sell her oysters and clams from a small handbasket. At first, the doorman named Brusco does not want to let her in, but a prostitute called Lara, who is one of Arya's regular customers, asks him to allow her to stay, because oysters are believed to work as an aphrodisiac. Arya manages to sell a few oysters, then moves toward the back rooms, where she watches Meryn from behind some wooden shutters. At one point, Meryn catches a quick glimpse of her, and her face seems a little familiar to him, but he simply ignores it and does not think much of it. Several years have passed since he last saw her. She is now older, and therefore looks different. She is wearing Braavos-style hair and clothes that are not like before, and he does not believe that Arya would have any reason to be in Braavos. The woman who runs the brothel brings out several girls, one after another, for Meryn to look at, but he rejects each one, saying they are too old for him. Then she presents her finest and most expensive companion, a beautiful young woman named Inara. Even so, Meryn turns her down as well, again claiming she is too old. Slowly, the madam comes to understand that Meryn has a disturbing preference for very young girls who are barely in their teenage years, around the same age as Arya. Realizing this, she brings out an extremely young girl. This time, Meryn accepts her rudely and without gratitude, and then says in a blunt tone that he expects another fresh girl tomorrow. After some time, he goes there and runs behind Arya and shoos her out. Later, Arya comes back to the House of Black and White with nothing completed, having given up on her very first task for the Faceless Men. When Jaqen H'ghar asks her what happened, she tells him a lie, saying that the Thin Man just wasn't hungry that day and didn't order any of her oysters. Jaqen jokes that maybe that's the reason he is called a Thin Man, and Arya promises that she will finish the killing tomorrow. She then leaves, and although Jaqen appears to suspect that she is not telling the truth, he doesn't show any reaction to it on the outside.